So we just got done decorating for Christmas.
Yeah, we did. Oh my gosh, our apartment is filled with lights. It looks so pretty.
One of my absolute favorite things about the December, holiday season is how many twinkly lights there are absolutely everywhere. Because I am someone who is obsessed with lights of all shapes and sizes. I really like lights. I really do not like the dark. And so it just brings me so much joy at night to see everything in like town or in a city just like fully lit up and jolly and cheerful. And
Yeah.
capitalism really takes me this time of year.
I do think that since we are forced into, moving our clocks and having the sun go down earlier and everything like that, it is a little nice that we at least get to see all these twinkly lights on our drive home if it's going to be dark, you know?
No, 100%. 100%. If we have to deal with the cold in the dark, then at the very least some twinkly lights and some Santa Clauses and some reindeer in people's yards.
Yeah, that's what I like to see.
That's what I love. Let's see the Grinch. Let's see Jack Skellington.
Oh, love that. Love that
But
departure.
in his Santa suit.
Right. It
In
makes
his
it very
Santa suit.
different.
No, on Disney Plus, to be fair.
They did list it as a Christmas movie.
It's like the second choice.
I know.
And it has Christmas in the name.
That's true.
So,
You got me there.
But even in our apartment, it brings me so much joy. But with lights being something that I very much associate with this time of year, I also have a lot of games that I associate with the holiday season, coming home from break, like coming in from playing in the snow or like visiting family, right? And just like playing a game. And one in particular that I definitively associate, they are inseparable with this time of year, is Breath of Fire 3. I talk about it a lot. I really talk about it a lot.
Yeah, you do.
I will be a changed person if they ever re-release or remake any of the Breath of Fire games. I will be insufferable.
I can't wait. I hope it happens.
I really hope it happens. Anyways, Breath of Fire 3, though, arguably the best one. I would always come in from like sledding or something like that and play Breath of Fire 3.
Oh, cute.
I would always trot in, like take off my snow pants and like my big snow jacket that was too big for me. And I'd trot on over to the PlayStation 2. I'd pop the game in, pop in the PS1 memory card, which we didn't have at first, so we just played the beginning of the game over and over and over again till we did get a PS1 memory card.
Oh, wow.
And I would transform into these dragons. I was really bad at the game, but I loved it so dearly. And it's such a core happy memory of this time of year. And so, all of that lead up to ask, do you have any games?
I love how you gave me a novel to ask one question. That was beautiful.
I don't know.
No, I'm happy you shared first.
I really feel strongly about it, and I need to express my love for this game in any chance I get.
I'm happy that you got a chance to express your love of that game because I am very different from you. You just gave me this cutesy, warm, happy, cozy, you're so lovely of a person kind of thing. You know what game I associate with the winter?
What?
My Sims Kingdom.
I mean, I feel like that feels wholesome.
It is very wholesome. The soundtrack is impeccable. Wonderful game. You know why I associate it with the winter?
Why?
Because I beat the whole thing before I got it for Christmas.
Okay. like when you say before you got it for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, how do you mean?
I mean that I knew where my parents were hiding the game. And
Okay.
I always loved playing with my toys or looking at the things I was going to get for Christmas. I hate surprises. I hate spoilers. And by that I mean I hate the idea of anything being a spoiler, so I'll just spoil the whole thing for myself. I read the last page of a book when I start it. Like that, I'm obnoxious. And so I knew that my parents, they never wrapped anything for Christmas. They did not care.
Yeah.
And so I figured they won't notice. I'll just go in and see if they got me the game I wanted, which was My Sims Kingdom.
Yeah.
For the DS specifically. Because
Okay.
for whatever reason, every single My Sims Kingdom version that they released, I can only think of the Wii and DS. I don't know if there's more.
Yeah.
But they each had different plot lines. Like, they were entirely
Okay.
different games.
So same title, different game.
Yeah, very weird. And so I went in, it was hidden in the closet. I grabbed it. It was like 3 days before Christmas. And I played through it. I played through the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I was done on Christmas Eve, I put it back in the closet. And then I woke up on Christmas morning and there it was under the tree.
So, I have questions.
Yes.
Would that not take the wind out of the sails on Christmas Day? Because you're like, thanks, and then you don't have a game to play now.
I mean, I still kind of played it a little bit. I didn't 100% it yet, so then I could 100% it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it still worked. And that soundtrack was banger.
Okay, so where would your parents hide presents? Because I know
Closet.
in the closet.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
Well, no, yeah, but like where in the closet? Like how did you know? Was it just like painfully like at the front, like very obvious, or was
Yeah.
it like tucked away?
I mean, I don't know if there was an attempt to tuck it away. If there was, they did a really bad job. It was like right there. And they would leave them in the bag. So I just saw a GameStop bag and I was like, "Oh, there it is."
Was it like their bedroom closet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because my parents, I never found my own gifts because I was terrified of spoiling surprises for myself.
We are so different.
Yeah. But I would always find my brother's presents because I wanted to know what games I could mooch off him before he got them.
Oh no.
So I looked forward to his birthday or Christmas. Well, I didn't look for Christmas. I never looked for Christmas. I would only look for his birthday. And I found out that my parents would hide their, like the games in one of their suitcases.
Oh, that's smart.
In their closet.
Yeah.
And so they would always like tuck it right at the bottom of the suitcase. And I think sometimes they would do different pockets. I can't remember that specifically though. But one core one that I remember finding was .hack GU, the third one. I don't remember what the subtitle is, but the third one. And I was like, yes, let's go. And yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I felt like a sleuth.
You really were. That's trickier than mine. My parents gave up very quickly.
Yeah. I would search all over to try and find my brother's presents because they wouldn't tell me because they thought I wouldn't be able to keep a secret.
Oh. Joke's on them. You could keep a secret.
Yeah. I just realized that they listen to this podcast. Like my father was quite literally on it last week.
Yeah.
Maybe they won't listen to this one.
I don't know. But, you know, that is a great time to say, welcome back to ThoughtCast. Oh, what?
Wow!
Me
Ah!
introducing the podcast. I'm Allie.
And I'm John.
This is confusing.
Whoa.
Usually it's reversed.
Did you know it's a video game podcast?
Oh, see, this is why I don't do the intros.
No, well, we're zesting it up.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
This will go out before it's even December.
I
know. We can't help ourselves. We're in the holly jolly spirit, and the holly jolly spirit just means that things get wild and crazy. You know what else is wild and crazy?
Our intro music?
Our intro music is.
Oh, good God. Okay.
Honestly, that was probably the longest cold open we've ever had.
Yeah, we were really excessive with it. I feel like you weren't anticipating me to have such an interesting story behind My Sims Kingdom.
I mean, you know what? We live, we laugh, we love, and I live, laugh, and loved that whole story.
Yeah, all right.
I'm like a millennial, like, pillow.
No, you're millennial wall art from like a TJ Maxx.
Yeah.
That's you.
I am just straight chug.
Oh no.
So, what we had planned to talk about today was the Game Awards, because that's coming up here pretty soon.
Yeah, like literally next week.
So, I am curious, what are your overall feelings about the Game Awards?
I'm grumpy.
Oh,
Yeah, mad.
pray tell.
So, first of all, did you look at this nominee list? Did you vote yet?
I did vote.
Oh, I didn't vote yet because I was too mad.
You gotta let your voice be heard.
Yeah, my 20% of the overall vote.
You gotta vote Dave the Diver for best indie game.
Shut up. That's exactly what I'm mad about.
Is it really?
Literally.
Look, Jeff Keighley himself said, indie development is a broad term. It's broad. You know, anything could be... Square Enix could be indie dev if they just made a bad-looking game.
If it was lo-fi enough, then maybe we can call it indie.
Yeah.
It's like...
And when I say a bad-looking game, I mean not AAA. Like, I want to be very clear. Indie games are some of the best.
No, duh. I mean, like, they're just besides being, like, some of the best selling. Look
Yeah.
at Stardew Valley. Look at Undertale. Like,
Yeah.
I know those are, like, two indies who were, like, major hits out of the blue. But still, like,
Yeah.
come on. Come on.
Come on. But, yeah. Why are you mad about this?
Okay, so the indie thing. And then also, like, I am someone who enjoys playing virtual reality games. I have an Oculus Quest 2, or Meta Quest. I don't know. They changed the name of things.
Yes.
But I'm grumpy because, hello, what are those choices?
Oh.
Where are, like, better VR games that were, like, optimized for VR straight off the bat? So, like, I'm grumpy about that. Because there are some really good VR games that came out this year.
You don't love that it's primarily games that were console games that just were adapted into VR?
Yeah, that's not my fave.
I mean, to be fair, so like Resident Evil has pretty okay adaptations
Well, yeah,
to
but
VR.
didn't they literally win last year? I
That's
thought they
not
did.
that's not the discussion we're having.
No, the discussion we're having is why I'm angry, and that's why.
That's not the discussion we're having. The discussion we're having is that it's pretty alright.
But
I don't do horror.
no, me neither, which also doesn't help. But yeah, I don't know. Some of these choices, I'm like, what? Also, I'm sorry, I was really excited for Hi-Fi Rush to come out and everything. Like, I loved everything about that game. Looks gorgeous. I haven't played it yet, but like the second I saw that, my eyes doubled in size. I was like, hello. I was salivating at the mouth. It was an insane moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who did they pay to get this many nominations? Have you seen how many things that the Hi-Fi Rush has been nominated for?
I feel like it's very well deserved, though.
It is, but like, oh my gosh, what? Huh?
You know who else has a lot of nominations, surprisingly? Like, well, more than I expected. Probably less than it deserves. Sea of Stars.
True.
And so, I don't know. I feel like it makes sense to me because do you remember the zeitgeist around that game?
Yeah.
Like, the word of mouth was insane. And so, I almost feel like, you know, in the categories that's in, I think it will win some game awards, but it almost feels like an underdog kind of situation compared to some of the, you know, the massive names that it's up against in some of these categories.
Yeah, I agree.
And so I think that I am rooting for Hi-Fi Rush through and through because if let's just look at best art direction, right? And we're not going to go through every single category and just say, here are the nominees, because that's what the Game Awards are for.
Yes.
But let's just, for sake of conversation, best art direction, Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Lies of P, Super Mario Wonder, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, right? Mm-hmm. The two underdogs, in my opinion, there are Hi-Fi Rush and Lies of P. Mm-hmm. Just because, actually, that's a game that has no right to be as loved and as good as it is Lies of P. What?
I actually don't really know anything about that.
It's a Souls-like game
Okay.
that is about Pinocchio. So the Lies of P, P is Pinocchio.
Okay.
So you play through Pinocchio, going through this very Dark Souls-esque, well, it's more Bloodborne-esque world, and the combat is actually really good. The aesthetic is fantastic. It has no right. The concept shouldn't be good, right? Mm-hmm. A dark, gritty Pinocchio.
Yeah. No, okay.
But, it has, these gross aberrations of monsters, it's uncanny. It's... Honestly, I've only seen a little bit of the gameplay of it. I'm by no means a Lies of P master, but it's a game that I genuinely want to play because I really like Bloodborne.
Yeah.
And I really like Dark Souls, even though I'm bad at both of them. I'm exceptionally bad. But yeah, the fact that Hi-Fi Rush is even in the same category as some of these other games. Alan Wake is known for just the wildness that is Alan Wake,
Mm-hmm.
And, Nintendo.
Lots of Nintendo.
Lots of Nintendo.
I think they were the most nominated. Nintendo properties were the most nominated out of anything.
Unsurprising. They just have more properties than anyone else.
Very true.
So, yeah. But. Game of the Year. I am curious, not even looking at the nominees. Let's not even think about that.
Woof. Okay.
What is your game of the year for you personally?
Does it have to... It came out this year?
Came out this year.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure I knew where the lines were.
Yes. I guess if you wanted to say your favorite game that you played this year too. Our rules aren't strict on this podcast. But if we're sticking with what came out this year... What would you say?
This is so tricky. I want to say Tears of the Kingdom. Okay. Because I played that game. Yes. And I like that game. And it was very good. And I think that it does deserve Game of the Year. Yes. However. Okay. I also haven't played Baldur's Gate 3 yet. And I don't know. I've never had a game that it's not a Nintendo property. It's not something that I'm already super associated with or have been looking forward to, something like that. Because for the most part, I'm a dirty little Nintendo girly, I very much stick within that realm. Baldur's Gate 3 is one of the few times where I'm like, ooh, what if I played that? What if I just switched it up, Yeah. And very few games do that to me. All of the gameplay footage I've been watching, all of the reviews, everything that I've seen, it looks like an impeccable game. So I think that it may deserve a W, but for me personally, Tears of the Kingdom is going to take it for me.
Okay. So the favorite game that you have played this year is Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah. I think if I would have played Baldur's Gate 3, this would be a very hard conversation to have. But because I haven't played it yet, I'm going to have to go with Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah. So for me, it's tough because I feel like I've played a lot of really, really good games this year. Really good games that came out this year. Because there's Tears of the Kingdom, which is actually nominated, Mm-hmm. Final Fantasy 16, which is not nominated.
That's weird.
Well...
Wait, is it really not?
No, it's not.
Oh my god, it's not.
It's not nominated for Game of the Year. And... I think is a travesty, but then you look at the games that were nominated. Your Alan Wake 2s, your Baldur's Gate 3s, your Spider-Man 2s, I think it's a spit in the face that Mario Wonder got nominated over Final Fantasy 16, but we'll leave that there. But at the same time, Mario Wonder is such a triumph for side-scroller platformers, and it reinvented the 2D Mario formula, so I can't even be that mad. And Final Fantasy 16, while I think it is a masterpiece, I don't think it's Game of the Year material.
Can I say something controversial?
What?
Can Resident Evil 4 just chill?
Why?
Because it's a re-release, isn't it? I know it got...
Yeah.
But why?
We can't say... We can't say this now. We can't say this now because if we say this now,
I know. Then Final Fantasy VII Remake. Well,
yeah, like we can't
but
then
for
go.
Game of the Year, I don't know. Okay, well, this is also
Final Fantasy
controversial.
VII Rebirth is totally gonna be a nominee
I
next
know.
year, if not a front runner.
I feel like I only feel this bold because I cannot handle anything that's even horror light.
Yeah.
So I will not be playing it. And I know nothing of the Resident Evil franchise. I know Nicole, my friend, my best friend from high school, she would slap me across the face for me saying this right now. She would full on lose it because Resident Evil 4 is her favorite.
Yeah.
But it gives me the heebie-jeebies, so I cannot participate.
I think it's well deserved.
Really? Did they change a lot?
I mean, they updated it like an immense amount.
Okay. If it's like that, then that's okay.
It is, from what I understand, and this is me who also does not play Resident Evil, kind of talking out my rear end.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I understand, it is a ground up remake.
Okay.
It's not like a remaster. It's not like Final Fantasy VIII on the Switch where they just kind of upscaled the graphics a little bit.
See, that's what I was anticipating, and I was like, is that Game of the Year worthy?
No, it's ground up.
Okay, JK, I take it all back. Less controversy. Don't write a hate comment.
Yeah, no, it's ground up. It's deserved. Although, okay, we're going down this. I'm ready to go with the Resident Evil hate train, though.
Oh, God. Okay, wait. We
Actually,
just told them not to write hate comments.
No. I just thought of something, and this ties back to our cold open. So,
okay.
Capcom makes...
Oh, I know already. Let's go.
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Masterpiece.
Yeah.
Masterpiece of horror games.
Yeah.
Like, truly genre-defining works that they make.
Oh, for sure. Like, without a doubt.
Without a doubt. They are also the ones behind another genre-defining franchise, Monster Hunter, right?
Yeah.
They're really good at making monsters.
Yeah.
Really
they
good.
are.
They're really, they are an exceptional development studio.
They sure are. What are they not developing, I wonder?
There's this little franchise
Okay.
that is their intellectual property that, I think they could be genre-defining in the JRPG space with Breath of Fire. For God's sake, Capcom. Pause it. You're almost out of remakes. You're closing in on remakes for the Resident Evil franchise. You're gonna have to pump the brakes sooner or later. How about you don't even need a new IP. You have it. You have it locked and loaded. And it's good. It's good. Good. Mm-hmm. That would be Game of the Year.
It could be.
Imagine you're a blue-haired young lad named Ryu who can turn into a dragon. Kind of on the nose, if you will, with the naming, as Ryu in Japanese means dragon.
I love that.
Let's say he has a friend, blonde-haired girl with wings named Nina. They go on a grand adventure to kill God, eventually, probably, because it's a JRPG and that's always how it ends, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm familiar.
Would that not be an exceptional thing to bring into the 2020s?
I'm all for it.
I
just gotta write up Capcom.
I am so no, they won't listen. I go, whenever they're like, what franchises do you like? I go and I take their surveys and I say, Breath of Fire.
Is it an option?
Yeah.
Okay, but you should feel at least a little bit of solace that it's still an option. If it was a fill in the blank,
yeah. No, I don't. It's still an option. They made a crappy. I'm sorry, I'm turning this into Breath of Fire, but they made a mobile game like 10 years ago for Breath of Fire 6.
Wow. Okay.
It was a gacha game, and it was so poorly rated that it didn't even last a year, I don't think, or just barely over a year, and it never left Japan.
Not good.
They love remakes so much. Why? Anyways, I'm digressing. I'm sure people care.
They care about Breath of Fire.
They should.
They should. Actually, go play it.
Go play. You can play 1 and 2 on Nintendo Switch Online. Don't play 1.
Oh, so play 2.
Play 2.
Okay.
If you like SNES JRPGs. If you don't like grinding and really bad encounter rates, legally find a way to play 3 or 4. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my soapbox.
What's your game of the year?
Breath of Fire 3.
Okay. Beautiful.
No. So, I would say my game of the year, unironically, is, and wait for it, because it's not even, it is a game that came out this year, but it's also not. In that, Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
That was gonna be my choice for if it was a game that didn't come out this year.
But it did. The DLC.
The DLC did. That's
and
true.
that is a game in and of itself.
That's true.
So.
It's a dang good one at that.
It's so good. It is so exceptionally good that if there was a best DLC category, because it's DLC, you know?
Yeah.
It's DLC. So it can't be nominated for games, like best game of the year. But if it could be, it should be. Because it ties together the entire Xenoblade Chronicles Saga Sans X in one perfect bow. That is the first thing I have ever 100%ed in a JRPG.
Dang. Wow.
I've only 100%ed one other game in my life.
I'm searching my brain. Oh, Legends Arceus?
No.
Oh, you didn't 100% that? I thought you did.
No, because I didn't do, like, everything with the Pokédex.
Oh.
I got all of the Pokemon in it.
Yeah.
But I didn't do everything with the Pokédex. Like, there are, like, odds and ends that I didn't do. Like, I didn't do every quest. It's Sly Cooper. Sly Cooper is the only other game I've 100%ed.
You can see my perplexed look.
I was dang close with Legends Arceus, though, wasn't I?
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 3's DLC.
That's a good one.
That's my favorite. That I think is game of the year. If we're actually talking about a game that came out this year that's a self-contained kind of thing, I would say probably Tears of the Kingdom.
Ah, look at us, basic.
So, yeah. Because, I don't know, I really like Persona 5 Tactica, which I'm still playing right now, but is it better?
It came out too late.
Yes, it came out far too late, and it's not better than Tears of the Kingdom. Like,
No.
It's exceptionally good. I love it. It's reignited my love of Persona. It's not better than Zelda.
No. And, for as much as I like to make fun of Jeff Keighley and the Game Awards, better than what it used to be.
It is better than what it used to be. Why don't you tell me, what was it like in the olden days?
In the olden days. Well, let me preface this by saying that I am not this master historian that looked back on all of the history of the Game Awards. I, in fact, just watched a video by the Burback brothers, and that's where I'm coming from with this.
Yes.
So they have an entire video about the history of the Game Awards, and it is insane. It is nothing that I would have expected.
I watched this with you.
Yes.
Raunchy.
So basically, back in the day, I'm going to skip over, the first Game Awards because it was kind of boring and on some, Tennessee network show, and it was, weirdly country. I don't know. Anyways, they rebranded that network, and then that became Spike TV. And Spike TV was made for men, okay? We're talking, you're going to go eat at Burger King because you're a man, and
you're going to eat a Burger King. The whole restaurant.
No, at Burger King.
Oh, I thought you said you're gonna go eat a Burger King.
No. I guess I should enunciate better. My bad. I'm so sorry.
You will cannibalize the king of burgers.
The king.
You're gonna Attack on Titan that stuff.
Oh my god. Okay. So you're gonna eat at Burger King.
Yeah.
And you're going to drink beer and hang out with the bros and see a bunch of girls who are cheerleaders, and they're gonna dance at the Game Awards on stage.
Yeah.
And so they used to have this thing, I think it was the Video Game Awards was the name of it. It wasn't like the Game Awards, like Jeff Keighley has branded it now.
Yeah.
But back in the day, Spike TV was trying to appeal to men.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, cool.
Because men are the only ones who are allowed to like video games.
No, that's it. Yeah.
Like, specifically, like, really nerdy men. Not all men. Not all men.
Just the nerdy men.
Yeah.
And so they had this program that they would have every single year, as one does, Video Game Awards. And they brought out, oh, who was it? Who was the guy who ran it?
Samuel L. Jackson.
What a choice.
Man, I almost feel, like, sad that it was him. Because what a king. What a king. Mace Windu himself
So disappointing.
was the face of the Game Awards. And he would make some jokes that, it's no wonder in the early 2000s that gamers were perceived as they were, because things like the Game Awards, the thing that is supposed to celebrate the media, was just about saying how, like, just undesirable and how weird and strange people who like video games are.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of flabbergasting, while also somehow women were catching strays.
Constantly.
Like constantly. Like, these are nerds. And so you'll never see a woman in your life. And so then they hypersexualized women in this.
Yeah.
And it was just like, whoa. You're hitting all of the demographics in all the wrong ways.
Yeah. There was, 1 year where they had a bunch of actors that were hidden in the audience, and they would go up to them and they'd be like, tell us, what are you doing here at the Video Game Awards? And this guy was dressed up as, I don't even know what.
Like,
but
it was like a WoW cosplay or something.
Yeah.
Like some high fantasy.
And he was like, well, I'm here cosplaying at the Game Awards, which means that I'm never gonna get a girlfriend. And they would have this woman who would walk around, and, you know, she had the microphone and everything, and she'd be like, I love the Video Game Awards, and I love nerds, so I'll sleep with you. And it's like, what on earth is going on? Like, what is happening? And they were, like, making fun of gamers while also, like, low-key making fun of women at the same time at the Video Game Awards.
Yeah. And then it's like, Call of Duty one.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that reminds me. There was 1 year at the Video Game Awards where women were in, like, these body suits that were, like, nude.
Oh, the painted
And
year.
then they painted them. They painted their bodies.
Yeah, and the awards, like, the people who won were, painted onto their bodies.
Yes. And so, like, I think some Simpsons game won.
Yeah.
So a woman walked on stage and she's seemingly nude and just painted
With the Simpsons.
and, like, Bart Simpson's on, like, her lower back, and, like, it's weird, man.
Yeah.
It's really weird. The Video Game Awards, they were a gross time. And so as much as I like to make fun of Jeff Keighley and what are these pics and
Dave the Diver.
Dave the Diver is an indie and what the heck, at least it's not awful.
Yeah.
He kind of saved it.
Yeah, at least which, you know, not a high bar.
No.
Not a high bar, but it is not that, and you know what? I would much rather have Keanu Reeves on stage than hypersexualized individuals.
Yeah.
Which, like, no shade on them. Like, they were getting their money. No shade on the people who did that. But, like, the people who were calling the shots and, like, making it happen.
Yeah, and just feeding into those stereotypes of it all.
Yeah.
Just no.
Icky. So it's better now. It is definitely better now. And I do like that there are awards for, like, innovation in accessibility, and it does kind of encapsulate, you know, much more of the gaming sphere than it used to. One that I'm particularly interested to see what will happen with it is best adaptation of a video game.
Ooh, tell me why.
Because I feel like it's safe to say that video game adaptations were, I mean, we just talked about it 2 weeks ago, very bad for a very long time.
Yeah, they were.
And this year, there are a lot of very, very good ones.
Mm-hmm.
And so seeing what will win between Castlevania Nocturne, right? Gran Turismo, I don't think that movie's gonna win.
No.
I don't think anyone saw it. Maybe someone did. I don't think so, though. The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Love that. Saw that.
And Twisted Metal. So really, it's gonna be between Castlevania, Last of Us, and Super Mario Bros. Movie. And let's be honest, it's between Last of Us and Super Mario Bros. But, like, even those two, the fact that those two adaptations came out in the same year, insane. And that they both are very good, that's wild to me.
So true. I wish that one of the lead actors had to be present at the Game Awards to accept the award.
So that Pedro Pascal could be there?
Yeah, because then I'd be like, yes, I need The Last of Us to win because I want to see Pedro Pascal's face grace my TV screen.
Yeah.
And I would need the Mario movie not to win because I just don't want to look at Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
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 That's my assessment.
But
nothing about the quality of the actual adaptation, and more so to do with not wanting to see Chris Pratt's face.
If Mario Bros. Won, we might get to see Charlie Day.
True.
Or Anya Taylor-Joy. You're like, who's Charlie Day?
Or Jack Black.
Yeah.
I was not thinking who's
Okay.
Charlie Day. I was just thinking about the likelihood of any of those people even being there.
Jack Black would go.
Jack Black would. I'm sure that Jack Black has already been.
Yeah, he probably will be there.
Yeah.
He probably was there when Psychonauts was nominated.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But yeah, so I don't know. I'm very interested to see how that's gonna go. And overall, I don't know. I think that with the Game Awards, are there any categories that you're particularly like interested in? Is there anything you like about the Game Awards? Because apparently they are moving away from the world premiere language that they always use, where everything is a world premiere.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. I've been so disappointed these past couple of years in the Game Awards. I always expect so much, and I always get so little.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, we're in the E3 drought.
Yeah.
And so the only big events that we have to look forward to are ones that are independently held by, you know, the publishers or the studios. Like when there's a Nintendo Direct or a Sony State of Play or whatever that's called.
Yeah.
So that's the only times that
and whatever Xbox does.
I don't know what Xbox does. I don't look at them. I know I should care, but we don't own an Xbox. What are we going to do? Watch it and be like, oh, are we going to get an Xbox?
I would love to play Fable. Oh, wait, it's coming to PC too.
Ain't that the truth? Phil Spencer's working on it. Don't worry. Anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like we would look forward to independent publisher or studio or whatever owned types of broadcasts. I'll be OG with it.
Yeah.
Where they show us whatever games and world premieres and whatever.
Yeah.
And like maybe at PAX or something like that. But E3 used to be the go-to.
Yeah.
They used to be like, here's all the games that are coming out. Get your wallet ready, kids. And so I feel like the Game Awards tried to fill that gap, being like, we've got world premieres. Also, we're handing out awards, except we didn't show some of the awards because we were too busy talking about these world premieres. And so then you had to like Google who won certain categories, and it's like, is this an award show or are we what are we doing here?
Or E3.
Yeah.
I mean, I can guess at least 2 of the world premieres.
Yes.
Okay, just based on like the past 3 years.
Okay.
Something with Fortnite.
Yeah.
There's gotta be something Fortnite.
Of course.
A new Among Us map.
I don't know. They just released one.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they just did.
Something with Among Us. I think that we'll get 4 zombie games and or space games that are just nondescript and all look the same. I think that we might get a random kart racer no one wanted. Maybe it's Team Spyro Racing. I don't know.
I would want that.
Well, I mean, fair. I think Spyro's in Team Crash Racing. Maybe.
That's true.
I don't know. But,
you know what I'm anticipating?
yes.
I think that what is that called? The Haunted Chocolatier or something like that.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
there's a small chance we might see something about that. If only because we had so many good little indie or like small studio kind of things that got announced last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you remember we saw Hades 2 get announced?
Was that the Game Awards?
I believe so.
Huh.
And then also, what is that other game called? Celeste. The new Celeste, whatever that is, the sequel. I don't know.
It's not a sequel. It's just from the same developers.
Oh, okay. It's not a sequel. It's just okay. From
Yeah.
the same that was also announced at the Game Awards.
That's true.
I believe.
That's
last
true.
year, if memory serves.
Yes.
My memory is a little bad sometimes.
I think so. Yes.
So I want to harp on them for not having good world premieres, but last year they were actually kind of good.
They were fine.
They were fine.
They were fine.
There was Hades 2, and that was really, really cool.
Yeah, Hades 2 was really cool. And then nothing else I can remember. Maybe there was something about Persona something. I don't know. All I remember is that they are the ones that broke that Joker was going to be in Smash Bros.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you live up to that?
Yeah.
How do you live up to that? So, I don't know. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it won't be. I don't know.
I'm cautiously optimistic, as I always am, going into the Game Awards.
But I always get disappointed, I feel.
Yeah, but if they're trying to step away from that world premiere kind of thing, then maybe it's better.
I feel like they say they're stepping away from the world premiere thing, and now it's just gonna be like, first look. It's just the language. It's just the verbiage behind it. Because they realized that it was a bit too ostentatious to say world premiere when it's just a new trailer for a game that's already been announced.
I don't know.
Because, like, no, it's not like everything that they showed was like, oh, wow, I didn't know this existed.
Yeah. I don't know. I never know how to feel about the Game Awards. I am excited. I guess the category that I'm looking most forward to is Game of the Year, but not because I care who wins Game of the Year, more so just because I really like that medley that they do. And they have all the instruments and they play all the different songs from like each game, and I don't know, that's just my fave. I wish they would do that for best score in music, because if that's the best music, then wouldn't you want to play music for the best music?
Yeah,
that's confusing. But anyways, no, I would just want to hear them play Tears of the Kingdom music.
No, yeah, I mean, I think it's up for both, so
yeah, makes sense. Last year I was super stoked because they played music from Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and it was just so good to hear them perform that.
Yeah, the dude was rocking the flute.
Yeah, I was. It was amazing.
Although I do wish they had like the handcrafted flutes from the game.
Yeah, if only.
Because they exist in the real world.
Yeah.
Just to get like that very specific sound, but alas. But is there anything else with the Game Awards that you want to talk about that you feel particularly passionate about?
I don't think so. I think that I'm a very uninformed gamer who has a lot of opinions. And that's how I feel.
I think that's also how I feel. But, so, with that being said, what you playing? What you watching?
I'm currently still playing Harvest Moon 64.
Yes.
And I am just about to finish year 1. And I've unfortunately hit a wall because I girl bossed a little too close to the sun.
How did you girl boss a little bit too close to the sun?
So I was too effective at 100%ing the game. And so there's this one photo that you can get either in year 1 or in year 2 by... Oh, I guess if you didn't listen to last week's podcast, you may be a little confused about what I'm talking about. So, quick backstory. In Harvest Moon 64, there are photos that you can collect. It's kind of like achievements. And so you get them for doing certain things like getting married, having a baby, winning the cow festival, things like that. There's one photo that you can either get in year 1 or year 2 by romancing Maria, who works in the library. She's a cute girl that you could marry. And if you get her up to a late yellow heart or a pink heart before the summer ends, then she'll take you to go see a bunch of fireflies, and it's a really cute photo. If you get it in year 1, then you might be bored in year 2. That's what's going on with me. I'm bored. If you get it in year 2, then if you don't get it in the first couple days, then you're kind of in a rush to get married and have a baby because, oh my gosh, you have so little time left and the game ends in the first day of summer, I think. That's the day. It's like summer year 3.
Okay.
That's when the game ends and your dad will come to the farm and assess everything, and that's when, if you have 100%, you 100% the game, and that's it. If you don't win then it's like, oh, you just wasted all your time. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. But year 2 is going to be really boring because I got so many photos in year 1. So I'm really just trying to train up my cow and make my dog love me so that I'll win the dog race. And that's what I'm doing. I'm playing through an entire year of Harvest Moon 64, just planting grass, feeding my cows and brushing them, and feeding my dog and whistling at him every day.
I feel your pain to a profound degree, actually.
Really?
Yes.
Tell me how.
You're like, what? How could you feel this pain?
I'm like, you're playing Persona 5 Tactica right now. You look like you're having fun.
No, that's... Oh, well, actually, we'll get to that in a moment. But I had to stop playing A Wonderful Life, Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life, because it reached that level of monotony.
Oh, yeah.
Which I feel like that game does it a lot better with keeping you engaged because people grow up year to year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, benefits of it being the same developers, but later they learned.
Yes, yeah. And, however... It's so chore heavy and so cutscene low because I'm in year 4.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so, like, I'm making a lot of money every day. I'm doing hybrid crops. I got the whole shebang.
Isn't that the worst? You make the most money when you don't need it anymore.
Yeah. What am I going to buy? Save up for the $1 million bear? Like, that's all I need anymore. But, yeah. So, that's... I understand to some extent. I am not trying to 100% though, so you still have to remain constantly vigilant. It's just your tasks are monotonous while having to stay hyper vigilant, whereas I can fully just zone out while I play, and if I miss a day of doing something, then it doesn't matter, because I'm just trying to get to the end. I'm on a break right now. We need some time apart.
Okay, good.
But yeah.
Yikes. What are you playing? Persona 5 Tactica?
Persona 5 Tactica.
Beautiful.
All day, every day. I'm very close to the end. And we will have a video going out outlining all of my thoughts about the game.
Woo! I'm excited for this one.
Because I have so many thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm in a portion of the game. I'm getting pretty close, but I'm not... I adore this game more than anything. I've said it multiple times at this point. It's renewed my love of Persona. I am in a slog portion of the game.
Oh no.
There's a bit of the game that is an absolute slog to get through, and I'm just fighting to get through it. However, I think once I get through, I will be almost done, and then I will be able to share my full unadulterated thoughts about the experience.
I need to know, is it the level of slog that Fire Emblem Engage was at the end, or is it's better than that?
I would say it's worse.
No, worse than Engage?
Yeah. If you don't want any, this isn't a spoiler, but it kind of is for gameplay elements. If you don't want any spoilers for Persona 5 Tactica, skip over the next, I would say, 45 to 60 seconds.
Okay.
It's a boss rush.
Oh.
It's a boss rush. So, like...
There was a boss rush in Engage, though.
Yes, but it's so much... Like, there's no real story progression. It's just... it's 2 very difficult stages, and then a boss you've already fought but tougher, and then 2 very difficult stages, and then and when I say difficult, the game's not hard. I'm playing on normal. It's not a tough game.
Okay.
It is not a tough game. It's actually rather easy. But it takes a long time.
Okay.
So they're just really long stages. And so you do these really long stages and then a really long boss fight that you've already done that doesn't add really much of anything to the story, except, I think I've heard this song before and I didn't like the ending,
I love how you tried to not quote Taylor Swift, but you were. That's a Taylor Swift song.
No, I know. I did that for you and the Swifties out there.
I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending.
Well, that's what I said. Don't listen back. But yeah, and then boss fight, and then hard stages, then boss fight. It's just, I just wanna beat the game.
I'm sorry.
But spoilers are over. That was more than 60 seconds.
Good luck, listeners.
Yeah, but so that's where I am right now. I just want to get it done with at this point. I want to know how it ends. I want to feel good about it. And I want to awaken to my persona as I write this next video.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but...
What are you watching? Because it's also what I'm watching.
One Piece.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say...
Yeah, I just switched it up on you there.
Well, I thought you were going to say we caught up on Spy Family.
We did catch up on Spy Family.
Which I'm now mad about.
Why? Because you caught up?
I'm upset. Because I feel like we're in a very high tension moment.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones where you don't want to stop watching.
Yeah.
And every single episode bleeds into the other. There's cliffhangers galore. I just want to watch it all in one sitting, and now I can't. Now I have to wait.
That's why we're impatient people, so we can't wait until the season's over so that we can just binge it like a lot of people do.
Yeah.
But it is the benefit of waiting, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because we did miss 3 episodes in a row, and so it was really nice just going back to back to back.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, but Spy Family is very good right now. I'm very glad, and this is where we'll leave it in case you don't watch Spy Family. I'm very glad that we're getting a Yor arc.
Me too.
For the listeners who can't see what's happening, we have a cat in here, and she is just in the most fascinating laying position known to man.
It's really something.
It is really something. But she's having a good time.
We're cuddling.
Yeah. But is there anything else you're watching? Anything else you're playing? Anything else you're vibing with? Anything else that... I'm just not going to let you talk. Anything else that you're...
Oh, yeah, I can sneak in here.
Yeah.
Yes. So we just watched The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1.
Yeah.
And I know this is an anime, and this isn't a game. I'm sorry that you're listening to this about this just rando movie. However, we watched Mockingjay Part 1, and you're itching for Mockingjay Part 2 now.
I'm oddly invested. I remember watching the first Hunger Games movie around when it came out, when it first came to TV. I didn't see it in theaters or anything, and being like, wow, this is not a good movie.
That is so fascinating that you say that, because I just read a Twitter thread today about how the first Hunger Games movie is the best one.
What?
Yeah, a lot of people think that.
No, they're wrong.
Yeah, Catching Fire is the best.
Yeah, Catching Fire is really good. The first, now that I've read the first Hunger Games, now that I've read the book,
yes,
right? I can appreciate the movie because I can fill in the blanks.
Mm-hmm.
Without reading the book, bad movie, and I stand by that.
I understand.
Because it's
Rue didn't get enough time.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
For a movie that came out a decade ago.
A girl named Rue dies, and when you watch the movie without any context of the book, you're like, that's sad. She's the 20th one that died, but she helped her cut down a beehive, and she was kind of nice. But I have no reason to care. She got all of 5-10 minutes of screen time.
Very true.
I have no reason to care.
Yeah.
And whereas in the book, that is a very impactful moment, and so I understand now why people care.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just watch the movie, it's like, that's sad. It's sad anytime a child dies, and that's what this whole movie is. But, they're all children dying.
Yeah.
You know?
Very true. I'm excited that you are now becoming invested in the series, because then when we go see the prequel one, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, you're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. We're working towards that.
I'm into it. I'm down.
That's everything that I'm watching, but it also means that it's everything that you're watching. Except for One Piece.
No, but, well...
But that's a forever thing.
I mean, forever is relative. I'm almost halfway.
I'm almost halfway.
I'm at, like, episode 418 or something.
Yeah.
I just reached Amazon Lily, is
That's
the
a
arc's
new one.
name. Yeah, I just got done with the Sabaody Archipelago, is what they call it. The human trafficking arc.
Oh God, okay.
Yeah, now we're on the Wonder Woman Island arc. And so yeah, I am quite enjoying this show. And I could have sworn we were watching something else, but I don't know why, but there's something on the tip of my tongue, but I think I'm making it up. So I think that means it is time for the podcast to end, because I think I am...
You're hallucinating.
I think I'm losing track of who I am.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
We were watching Elf earlier.
We were. We also had a birthday party for our friend Nicole, the Resident Evil 4 fan who's going to hit me when she listens to this.
Yeah.
And we watched a bunch of very strange anime. Like, every single one of those anime that has a really long title because it's adapted from a light novel that's like, they all have pretty much the same themes.
Yeah.
Where it's like isekai, rando dude gets dropped in whatever location.
Yeah.
Yeah. We watched a ton of those, just like the first episode of a bunch of them. We just went down that whole Crunchyroll list that's like, this title was so long that we had to adapt it.
Yeah, we hate watched a lot of anime that night.
Yeah.
Actually, there's one I'm going to specifically call out.
Okay.
That we hate watch, and I'm sorry if you like this anime, but that we couldn't get 10 minutes into that Miss Nagatoro.
Oh, I could not watch that.
It was the most insufferable show I've ever watched in my entire existence. And I'm sorry if you like it, like what you like. No. I can't do it. I don't like it. I really hated myself as I was watching it.
We couldn't get through that one.
No. So,
But,
that's the only one I felt strongly enough about that I had to call out, though.
that's it for this week's podcast, isn't it? Look at me. I'm taking over this week.
Well, I like it.
Thanks.
We'll keep people guessing from now on.
Yeah. They'll never know.
But thank you so much for listening. And if you want to hear more episodes just like this one, make sure to, join our Discord server so that we can keep the conversation going, so that when the Game Awards does roll around, we can hear what your thoughts are and whether you're happy, sad, indifferent about who wins any of the awards. For me, I'm going to be rather indifferent about a lot of them. Or you can, if you want to listen to these episodes a little bit early, join our Patreon, because honestly, we really, really appreciate it. And beyond anything else, please share these podcasts with anyone you think would enjoy them, because it really helps us out with the algorithm. And as always, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, a fantastic rest of your week, and why not even a fantastic rest of your month. And we will see you next week. Later.
See ya.